Hi, I'm Bunny Cakes and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review for The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. This was such a good book. It's two main characters are women named Jenna or Emma and Janie, and one's set in the past and one's set in the present. Emma is from the past and she lives in this architectural marvel of a house, and then later Jane ends up living in the same house. It's really cool. They end up having a relationship, both of them, with the same architect, and you find out that they look the same, and you find out that Emma dies, and the architect's wife had also died, and you find out that they all look alike, and it's really creepy, and the similarities between the relationships are really odd, and I really like the way J.P. Delaney wrote this. You can see the differences in personalities between Emma and Jane. The biggest thing I noticed was that when Emma talks and as she's telling her part of the story, when she mentions people speaking, there are no quotation marks. But in Jane's parts of the story, there are quotation marks. And it's just an odd little personality thing. I think both women's perspectives are written as if they're telling them, even though Emma can't possibly be. And you think that uh, the person that you think is the killer really seems like dark and potentially evil. And then there's other characters that seem like they're supposed to be the good people, and you find out that nobody's what they seem to be. As I was reading this and exploring the relationship between Emma and the architect and Jane and the architect, I got like these super serial, like 50 Shades of Grey vibes. And I was like, that's so weird because I absolutely hated 50 Shades of Grey. And then I realized that the relationship is very much 50 Shades of Grey, but the difference that changed my perspective from hating to liking is that he's supposed to be a nut job. And these women are supposed to be emotionally vulnerable, and you're supposed to see it for what it is. And that's why takes it from being, like, in my opinion, absolute garbage, 50 Shades of Grey, to this is really awesome, The Girl Before. And actually, The Girl Before isn't who you think it is, which is cool. And it ends on a third woman moving into the apartment, or the house rather, and you don't get to see really what happens with her, but it kind of leaves it open for a sequel, which I kind of hope happens. But yes, this is a really good book. It takes place in England, I want to say around London. I kind of can't remember, and it doesn't say on the blurb. Uh, but it was a really good book. I super enjoyed it. This is the first book out under the name J.P. Delaney, and it doesn't say who the author is beyond J.P. Delaney. I also thought it was really cool that in the back they actually, beyond like having the acknowledgments and the about the author page, they have a page about why they chose the specific font in this book, which I thought was interesting. And yes, this book is just so good. And it's probably been one of my favorite reads this year, and I highly recommend it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's a psychological thriller, and oh my god, it's amazing. I read this book in less than 2 days. Like, when I first picked it up, I was halfway through the book and didn't even, like just in the blink of an eye. It was amazing. Such a quick read, and it bounces back and forth between the women's perspectives, and it's just amazing. And so, yeah, highly recommend J.P. Delaney's The Girl Before. It's a 2017 or 2016 release. Let me check. Yes, it's a 2017 release. Really, really good book. I hope to see more books from this author, and I would love to know who they are when they're not being J.P. Delaney, so that I can read those books too. But yeah, so that's all I have for this review, and keep reading.